stop whatever you are doing. Seriously, put your phone down for a second and listen. If you have even a small patch of ground, a raised bed, some containers on a patio, a balcony, or even just one single pot sitting in a sunny spot, what I'm about to tell you is worth more than anything you will spend at a garden center for the rest of this entire season. It is right now, this exact moment in the gardening calendar, and most gardeners across America and in many other places are making one of the most expensive and unnecessary mistakes in home gardening without even realizing they are doing it. They look at their garden beds and think the planting season is basically over. The spring crops have been harvested, the tomatoes are in and producing, the zucchini is going strong or starting to slow, the beans have given their main flush, and somewhere in the back of their mind they have quietly decided that the next time they will plant anything new is next spring. So the beds slowly start to sit empty. Bare soil, wasted space, weeks and weeks of perfectly good growing conditions going completely unused every single day while the calendar keeps moving. Here is the thing those gardeners do not know, and the thing that separates an average backyard garden from a truly productive, abundant one that keeps delivering fresh food month after month. Right now, in this part of the season, the soil is the warmest it will be all year. A seed that took 14 slow, cold days to crack open and sprout back in April or May will push through the surface in just 4 or 5 days right now. The ground is primed and full of life. The days are still long enough to power strong, steady growth. And right now, at garden centers, in seed packets, and in nurseries, there are vegetables and greens sitting there waiting. Crops that will go from seed to your kitchen table before the first frost shuts everything down. Some of them are ready to eat in as little as 3 to 4 weeks. Several will give you a full harvest in 50 to 70 days. And one of them, number 15 on this list, has a very real, hard deadline. Miss this planting window by even 2 weeks and it simply will not have enough time to mature before cold weather hits in most regions. But if you plant it right now, this week, not next week, it will be sitting fresh on your table in late fall or even at Thanksgiving, harvested from your own backyard while everyone else is reaching for frozen bags from the store. 15 vegetables and greens. 15 powerful reasons why your garden is not done yet. Let us go through every single one of them in detail so you know exactly why they work, how to plant them successfully right now, and how to get the absolute best results. Number 1, cucumbers. Here is something almost every gardener experiences but never thinks to fix. By mid or late July, the cucumber plants you put in during May are usually looking rough. Powdery mildew covers the leaves, the vines look tired and beat up, and production has slowed down to almost nothing. Most people just accept it and move on. The move that completely changes everything is to plant a fresh round of cucumbers right now. July and early August soil is warm enough to germinate cucumber seeds in just 4 to 6 days, faster than any spring planting you have ever done. A fresh, vigorous plant started now will hit its peak production in September. When the intense heat of August has broken, disease pressure drops significantly, and the cucumbers taste crisper, sweeter, and more flavorful than anything they produced during the peak summer heat. Most standard varieties go from seed to first harvest in 60 to 70 days. Plant them today and you will be picking fresh cucumbers off your counter by mid-September. The one thing that separates highly productive cucumber plants from struggling ones is simple. Grow them vertically. Use a trellis, a fence panel, bamboo poles, cattle panel, or even strings, anything that gets those vines off the ground. Vines that sit on the soil stay in stagnant, humid air where powdery mildew spreads fast. Vertical vines get excellent airflow around every single leaf. The disease has a much harder time getting a foothold. Plus, the fruit hangs in open space, easy to see, easy to pick at exactly the right size before it ever turns bitter or yellow. One strong July or early August planting grown vertically can give you fresh cucumbers straight through September and often into October, depending on your zone. Number 2, zucchini and summer squash. The squash vine borer is the hidden reason so many American gardeners eventually give up on zucchini. The moth lays eggs at the base of the stem in late spring and early June. The larvae hatch and tunnel inside the vine, destroying it from within. The plant suddenly wilts and collapses, and it often looks like a disease rather than a pest, so most people never figure out what actually happened. Here is the timing secret that changes everything. In most northern and midwestern regions, zones 5, 6, and 7, the main vine borer egg-laying cycle is mostly finished by late June or early July. A zucchini planted now completely misses that window. By the time your new plant is big enough to be attractive to the pest, the moths have already moved on. Seeds germinate in 4 to 7 days in this warm soil. First fruits start appearing in 40 to 50 days. Southern gardeners in zones 8 and warmer, where borers can have 2 generations, simply use row covers over the young plants for the first 3 weeks. Harvest every zucchini at 6 to 8 inches long. Every time you pick, the plant responds by pushing out more. Leave one to grow oversized and production slows down dramatically. One well-managed July planting can keep producing reliably through late September and often longer. Number 3, bush beans. Most gardeners plant bush beans once in spring, harvest through June, watch production slow dramatically, and assume that is just how beans work. It is not. It is how one exhausted spring planting works. Bush beans planted right now in warm summer soil germinate in 8 to 10 days, faster than spring sowings. They reach harvest in 50 to 55 days, putting beautiful tender beans on your table in September, when cooler nights bring out a sweetness and crisp texture that midsummer beans rarely have. For reliable July and August germination, one thing matters more than anything else: keeping the seed bed consistently moist until sprouts emerge. Summer heat can dry the top inch of soil within hours. Lay down a thin layer of straw mulch over the seeded row to hold surface moisture. Check the bed once a day. The moment seedlings break through, gently pull the mulch back slightly so they get full light. That single habit is often the difference between a full stand of beans and a bed that never comes up. Number 4, radishes. Radishes have a bad reputation for being sharp, bitter, and woody, and almost all of that reputation comes from 2 completely avoidable mistakes. First, planting too early in heat and long days causes bolting. A radish planted in early July matures during the hottest, longest days and often becomes pithy and aggressively hot. The fix is to plant in the second half of July or early August so they mature as days shorten and temperatures cool. The result is sweeter, milder, crispier roots. Second mistake, leaving them in the ground too long. Most varieties are ready in 22 to 28 days. After that window, they go hollow and intensely spicy within days. Check your seed packet, mark the date, and pull them on time. A perfectly timed homegrown radish is crisp, bright, and has just a gentle heat. Nothing like the sad ones in plastic bags at the store. It is genuinely a different vegetable. Number 5, lettuce. Lettuce has a built-in limit. When air temperatures stay consistently above 80 degrees, most varieties switch from making leaves to making a flower stalk. The leaves flood with bitter compounds and the plant is finished. This is bolting. It is why most gardeners give up on summer lettuce. But there is a practical solution that works without fancy equipment. Give them afternoon shade. Plant lettuce where it gets protection from the intense western sun, under a tomato cage, beside a taller crop, or along a fence. Soil temperatures can run 10 to 15 degrees cooler in those spots, which is often enough to keep the plant in leaf production instead of bolting. Choose slow bolt or heat-tolerant varieties that are widely available. Harvest outer leaves continuously while leaving the center intact. The plant will keep producing new leaves from the inside for weeks. Number 6, carrots. Carrots are probably the most complained about July planting in America, and almost every failure comes down to one cause: the tiny seeds sit in the top quarter-inch of soil and dry out completely in summer heat before they can sprout. Gardeners water. Nothing comes up. They assume they failed, and they give up. The fix is easy and reliable. After sowing carrot seeds, lay a single piece of burlap, a thin board, or even a piece of cardboard directly over the row. This holds moisture in the critical top layer through the hottest part of the day. Check underneath every morning. The moment you see tiny green sprouts, remove the covering immediately so they get full light. For summer planting, choose shorter, stockier varieties like Danvers or Nantes. They perform better in average garden soil. Plant now and you will be harvesting sweet, cold-weather-kissed carrots in October and November. Number 7. Kale. Most people think of kale as a spring crop, but the gardeners who plant it in July or early August and leave it through the first frosts of fall are eating something completely different by October. When nights drop below freezing, kale converts stored starches into sugars as a survival mechanism. The leaves become noticeably sweeter, more tender, and milder than anything the plant produced all summer. This is why farmers market kale sells out and restaurants pay more for fall harvests. Kale handles heat that would wilt most other greens. It grows steadily through August and September, then the cold weather transforms it. Lacinato, dinosaur kale, and red Russian are two of the very best varieties for this. Harvest outer leaves and let the center keep growing. One planting can produce from September through November and often well into December in milder zones. Number 8. Swiss chard. While spinach bolts, lettuce turns bitter, and most leafy greens quit by August, Swiss chard just keeps going strong. It handles summer heat better than almost any other green and takes light frosts without complaint. It perfectly bridges summer into autumn. One thing most people do not realize until they grow their own: chard leaves and stems are two different ingredients. Leaves cook fast, like spinach. Stems need 4 to 5 extra minutes. Separate them when harvesting. Rainbow varieties with brightly colored stems look spectacular in the garden and on the plate. Plant now and harvest continuously through November. Number 9. New Zealand spinach. Traditional spinach cannot survive July heat and long days. It bolts almost immediately. New Zealand spinach is a completely different plant that thrives in full summer conditions. The flavor is mild and slightly earthy, perfect for sautéing, soups, and egg dishes. It spreads low and wide, tolerates drought well, and produces continuously as long as you keep harvesting the tender tips. Soak seeds overnight before planting. It is the summer, leafy green most gardeners wish they had discovered years earlier. Number 10. Beets. Most Americans have only experienced canned beets, sweet but metallic and soft. A fresh beet pulled at the perfect size, roasted or eaten raw the same day, is earthy, rich, and naturally sweet in a way that makes people understand why anyone grows them. July plantings mature in late September and October when cool weather sweetens the roots even more. Pull when the shoulder is 2 to 3 inches across. Chioggia beets with their beautiful pink and white rings are especially striking. Plant them now for something genuinely special this fall. Number 11. Arugula. Store-bought arugula loses its bright peppery flavor within 1 to 2 days of harvest. Fresh arugula cut from the garden the same day has a clean, bright bite with a slight nuttiness underneath. For summer growing, harvest small. Baby leaves 2 to 3 inches long are mild and delicious. Mature leaves become intensely bitter. Cut with scissors and it regrows quickly from the base. Succession plant every 2 weeks for continuous supply through fall. Number 12. Turnips. Turnips have an image problem because most people have only eaten large, old, starchy ones. Pull them young at golf ball size and they are mild, crisp, slightly sweet, and excellent raw. Hakurei salad turnips are a game changer. You also get edible greens starting around day 30. One planting gives you 2 different vegetables. Number 13. Collard greens. Collards are the toughest leafy green for home gardeners, hardier than kale and more cold tolerant than almost anything else. In Zone 7 and warmer, they produce fresh leaves straight through fall and into early winter. Frost improves them dramatically. Space plants 18 inches apart, harvest lower leaves first, and they keep producing for months. Number 14. Scallions, green onions. Scallions are fast and space efficient. Sow now, sprouts appear in 7 to 10 days, harvest in about 60 days. Do not pull the whole plant, snip the tops, and they regrow. A small 6-inch wide strip can supply your kitchen for months. Number 15. Brussels sprouts. This is the one I have been building toward. Brussels sprouts need 80 to 100 days to mature. Plant them in July so they are ready in October and November. Wait until August and they will not finish before frost in most areas. This is a hard deadline. In cooler zones, start seeds indoors now and transplant in a couple of weeks. Fresh Brussels sprouts harvested after the first hard frost have a natural sweetness and nutty depth that store-bought ones simply cannot match. That moment of cutting your own stalk in November is worth planting this week. 15 vegetables, 15 reasons your garden does not have to stop producing until winter takes it away. The soil is warm. The days are still long. Every seed you put in the ground this week is a harvest you would have completely missed if you had stopped in June like most gardeners do. Pick one today. Start small if you need to. Which one are you planting first? Drop it in the comments along with your growing zone. Someone gardening in your exact climate is reading those comments right now and will benefit from your experience. If this video helped you see your garden differently, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it with someone who has a garden or wants one. Your garden is not finished. It is just entering one of the most rewarding parts of the season. Get out there this week and plant something. You will be so glad you did when you are harvesting fresh, flavorful food while everyone else is paying high prices at the store. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Happy planting!